Man of the House is a Disney film from 1995. This is directed by James Orr. It's written by Orr and Jim Cruickshank. And I think I've seen this before, quite a long time ago. But I decided to watch it again for two reasons. One, because I'm watching every Disney feature film. Two, I love George Wendt. So even if I wasn't doing the Disney project, I still would have watched it because of George Wendt. And I'm pleased to say it's a pretty decent film. There are certain aspects of it that maybe don't hold up well today as it would have done in the 90s. But in general, it's really enjoyable. It's about a boy called Ben, played by Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and his mother's new partner, Jack, played by Chevy Chase. And Ben doesn't have a great relationship with Jack, but he decides to join the Indian Guides, which is not something that I had ever really heard of, but it was actually an organization that was part of the YMCA. It was a real organization, and obviously having characters dressing up as Native Americans, it's done in a way that's, well, I guess respectful. They're doing it not to make fun, but to be part of that culture. I don't know if that's a great thing. I do know that the YMCA changed the name of the Indian Guides at one point, so it definitely isn't something that exists in that way today, and I don't think that held up as well as it could have done, but it is worth pointing out that they're not making fun of Native American culture. But again, maybe it's not the best. But nevertheless, they join this organization that's all about father-son bonding, and it gives Jack and Ben a chance to try and get to know each other, but with obviously a lot of obstacles and emotions along the way. And then something else happens a little later on. I don't love the direction it took, but at the same time, it makes sense. It does work well. I just didn't personally care for it too much. It seemed a bit too much, a bit too over the top. I won't go into any more detail than that. But the point there is that in general, I loved the narrative, but I didn't care for some things that happened in the final third. But in general, I thought it worked really well. George Wendt plays one of the fathers of the Indian Guides, and he's in it a really good amount. So if you're interested in this, as a George Wendt fan, I think you'll be quite happy with how much he's in this. Obviously, there are some really great messages in this about bonding, giving people a chance, because obviously Ben just didn't like Jack immediately because he's taking his mother's attention and affection, and also he's not his father. So there's the animosity there immediately. But by joining this organization, it gives them a chance to get to know each other, and it's quite funny as well. There's definitely some comedy in there, and Jack and Ben are both really likable protagonists. I really like the performances in this. I think the narrative has a good structure, has good pacing. Sure, I didn't love a few things that happened, but in general, I thought it was a really good story. Definitely the characters are really likable. It was very easy to get behind their journey emotionally. And then for me, we have the added bonus of George Wendt as well. Do I recommend it? Yes, I think Man of the House is a good film. I don't think it would be released today. At least I think they wouldn't be in the Indian Guides, put it that way. But aside from that, I think it works really well, really enjoyable, good narrative, great characters, great performances. If it sounds like it would appeal to you, then I'd say Man of the House is one that's definitely worth watching.